All right, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're getting into the intense psychological reality of what it actually takes to reach the next level. We're breaking down the ultimate motivational framework for success. Look, this isn't about fluffy, feel-good inspiration. We're going to look at the hard truths, the mental shifts, and the literal daily grind required to hit those massive goals you've set for yourself. Let's just dive right in. We're dropping into this with a pretty stark reality check. Because, let's be real, everybody wants the massive rewards, but almost nobody wants to make the million little sacrifices required to actually make those $1 million. We tend to look at successful people and secretly hope they got lucky or found some crazy shortcut. But as this quote reminds us right off the bat, there is zero magic wand here. If you want the life in the dream, hard work is just the absolute baseline requirement. Which brings us to section 1, the price of admission. There's just this massive gap between wanting the win and actually doing the work. You know, losers always complain about how much they hate losing, but they kind of just sit there and do nothing to change it. Winners, they literally do whatever it takes. They're the ones staying late, picking their mentor's brains, applying those lessons, and just showing up every single day until they win. They don't just want the reward. They're actively doing the gritty stuff to earn it. And here's the kicker. Sacrifice leads and gains follow. Period. You absolutely have to give up certain things. The person you are right now, with your current habits, simply cannot achieve that massive success. You can't watch every single football game, binge every new TV show, flat out refuse to read books, and still expect to crush it in life. If you want what everyone else wants, you've got to give up what everyone else refuses to give up. The gain only comes after the sacrifice is paid in full. All right, moving on to section 2, killing your current self. There's this saying that perfectly hits the nail on the head. Everybody wants to go to heaven. No one wants to die. It's a heavy metaphor, for sure. But to reach the next level, whatever your personal heaven is, you have to metaphorically and mentally kill the current version of yourself. Your current habits and comfort zones simply cannot get you there. You have to endure the extreme discomfort of letting go of your old identity so you can birth the new one. Think about it like this. If you want to shine like a diamond, you absolutely have to be willing to get cut like a diamond. You literally can't get that brilliance without the friction. It means swallowing your pride to take constructive criticism when it hurts. It means forcing yourself through professional development. Getting cut isn't easy, but it's the only way you grow. Okay, let's jump right into section 3, the true hunter's process. So there's actually a huge difference between somebody who works hard and a true hard worker. Someone who works hard, they only do it when the circumstances are absolutely perfect, when they feel great, or when they're getting praised. But a true hard worker gives everything, regardless of the situation. It doesn't matter if they failed miserably yesterday, they show up and give it their all. That unconditional effort is everything. This is the mindset of the true hunter. A true hunter isn't just in it for the prize at the end. They're obsessed with the hunt itself. They love the grind, even when that 3 a.m. alarm goes off and it literally hurts to get out of bed. They completely embrace the fact that the process is not supposed to be comfortable. If it hurts, well, welcome to the big leagues. Which brings us to the ultimate operating system of a champion, being process-driven rather than feeling-driven. You see, there are these fixed championship coordinates in life. Those requirements for success absolutely do not care how exhausted you feel on a random Tuesday morning. If you wait around for motivation to strike, you're going to lose every single time to the person who just executes anyway. I absolutely love this tree metaphor because it visually maps out why patience is so crucial. Day 1, you plant the seed. Month 6, year 2, nobody knows your name, and you can't see anything happening above ground. All your growth is internal, but that unseen grind, that's exactly what's building the massive root system you need to eventually emerge as one of the best in the world. So your new underlying mantra has to be, don't rush the process, trust it. You've got to fall so deeply in love with the day-to-day work that you practice and study, like it's your last day on Earth. Act like your life depends on perfectly executing your daily tasks today because your future life absolutely does depend on it. And that brings us to the final and honestly the toughest part, section 4, winning the mental war. Look, the wildest thing to realize here is that your own mind actually has a tactical advantage over you. It knows your deepest fears, and yeah, it knows exactly how cozy your bed is at 5 a.m. Because its primary job is just to keep you safe and comfortable, it's constantly going to try and guide you away from the hard work. Which means your mind will keep you average until you aggressively step in and reprogram it. So, how do we hack this and regain control? We rewire our brains with the habits of winners. We show up and we stay late. We completely ignore the weather. Like hurricane or sunshine, a winner is still out there running. Stop competing with the person next to you and start competing entirely with your own potential. And this is key. You have to do the things you absolutely hate doing, but do them like you love them. There's this quote that should just be on repeat in your head. Your emotions don't win championships. The greats push right past that little internal voice whining that it's too hard. They tap into that second wind. You absolutely cannot let a temporary feeling dictate a permanent outcome.
Honestly, you can simplify all of this down to one golden rule. Your only commitment is to the activity. Seriously, don't even stress about the huge 10-year grand vision today. That's just going to overwhelm you. Just do the thing today. Whether you feel like it or not, commit to the daily activity. That is how ironclad habits are built, and habits are what build a successful life.
I want to leave you with this one final kind of heavy thought to wrap up our explainer today. Knowing the actual price of admission, the daily grind of the true hunter, and the brutal mental war it takes to win, how many deaths are you prepared to die for what you want? How many old, comfortable versions of yourself are you willing to completely tear down today so the champion inside you can finally step up tomorrow? Really think about that.